I think you know your doctor isn't great if the STI check is a taste test. My girlfriend used to smoke after sex, so we started using lubricant. I was in bed with a girl recently. She said, I want tonight to be magical. And it was. After I fucked her, I disappeared. I got into an argument with my ex, and in the middle of the argument, she went, what kind of an idiot do you take me for? I couldn't resist. I went, a fat one? In my defense, she was fat. She didn't get a suntan, she got crackling. She was legally required to make a beeping noise when moving backwards. She wasn't that big when we got together, but she bloomed. I mean, I've seen girls put on weight before, but she took the biscuit. On the plus side, just a nicer way of saying it. I quite like a euphemism. Of course, the classic euphemism is if someone's gay, instead of saying gay, you would say, he's a friend of Dorothy's. If someone's really fat, I like to say, he's a friend of Greg's. I had a super awkward moment on stage recently. So I was on stage doing a gig. I said, any questions? And someone went, are you ever going to have children? I said, I don't want to make you feel bad about asking, but my girlfriend and I actually can't have children. The way we do it. So no use trying the other way because you can't get pregnant in the mouth either. Are there any parents in? We got any parents? Give us a shout, parents. Yeah. Has anyone got parents? Yeah. If you had to think about that, you're an idiot. Only point about parents is all parents have got a favourite. If your parents told you they didn't have a favourite, all it means is you weren't it. Unless you're an only child. If you're an only child and your parents went out of their way to tell you they didn't have a favourite, that is bad. With her last child, Angelina Jolie had a very difficult delivery. She wasn't in and had to pick it up from the sorting office. In a long-term relationship, it's important to be a good listener. I think she's asleep. I might pop downstairs for a wank. You're familiar with the phrase, fuck buddy. Have you all heard the phrase, fuck buddy? Yes? I've got a friend that didn't know what that meant. I used it in a conversation, and he didn't know what it meant. I had to explain what a fuck buddy was. I said, it's like a friend you have regular sex with. He said, well, how's that different from a normal relationship? I said, they're your friend. And you have regular sex with them. It's like the opposite of a normal relationship. I found out the hard way. There's a big difference between hanging out with a mate's girlfriend and hanging out of a mate's girlfriend. It's a lovely turn of phrase. I could get a job on Sky Sports. I got into an argument with my girlfriend. She said, you treat this house like a hotel. I said, I have never snorted cocaine off a hooker's tits in this house. Told my girlfriend the top she was wearing was too revealing. Said, Jimmy sometimes cries after sex. We got into a row. You'll be familiar with this. If you're in a long-term relationship, this is the kind of scenario for a row that I think happens a lot. We got into a fight on the way back from a party. So we went to this amazing party. It's about 2:30 in the morning. We're driving home. So I'm driving. I haven't had anything to drink, stone cold sober, driving. She's had quite a lot to drink. I mean, in terms of units of alcohol, she's had an awful lot to drink. But she's not drunk. And I know she's not drunk. I know she isn't drunk because she told me she wasn't drunk 400 fucking times. You know, like sober people don't. Anyway, the worst thing about this argument, I didn't even say anything. Someone else said something, and she was talking about that, and I just agreed with the fact that the other person said. And it was a fact. It wasn't a point for debate. It was a fact. So I was driving along, right? She's talking a lot. I'm listening a little. Okay, my bad. But she's telling me about the evening in real time. And I was there for most of it, so I don't need to be hearing this. A lot of the stories involve me. Right, so we're driving along, she tells me the story, and she got to the point, she said, this mutual friend of ours, this girl that we both know, she said, that girl said my dress was short. I went, yeah, it is. You're taking her side? Why don't you go back to the party? Why don't you drive her home? It was short. I mean, it was a really short. It was what I would call a greyhound. You call it a greyhound? It was just an inch away from the hair. It was a really short skirt. So, like, I went, it is short, yeah. She went, oh, you're taking her side? Why don't you go back to the party and drive her home then if you fancy her so much? Try not to mind me, you saying I've got fat legs? Suddenly fucking Chewbacca's in the car. You never fucking fancy me anymore, you know what the fuck? There's just snot and... Next thing I know, like within 20 seconds, she's pulling on the car door. We're doing 40 miles an hour, middle of nowhere, 2:30 in the morning. She's going, I'll walk home, trying to open the car door. She's not wearing a seatbelt because she's pissed. Opening the car door, safer. Opening the car door, I had to stop the car. Because it's dangerous, right? So as soon as I stop the car, she fucks off out, immediately. Teetering on heels up the road. No coat, no money, no keys, no idea where she's fucking going. I'll walk home, you don't even fucking care, I'll fucking walk home. So I have to do the dutiful boyfriend thing of driving along at 4 fucking miles an hour. Come on, get back in the car. It's all my fault. It's not my fault, I've done fuck all here. Come on, get back in the car, I'll buy you chips. Please, just get back in the car. Anyway, long story short, I got arrested for curb crawling. I don't know about you, but I think the best thing about a big, passionate argument is tumbling into bed together afterwards and lying in cold, grim silence until dawn. Are you asleep? I can't sleep. I'm too full of hate. Any fans of make-up sexing? Anyone had good make-up sex? Give us a shout, yes? Yeah. Make-up sex is pretty awesome, but timing is critical. Because if you get overexcited and you go for the make-up sex too early and the argument's still happening, that is a little bit rapey. Let's hear it from the ladies of Birmingham. Give us a shout, ladies. Oh, you sound in very good spirits. Do you think you're easy to live with, ladies? The vast majority say yes. Well, this is going to be educational and informative. I'm going to tell you how easy you are to live with, ladies, and I'm going to do it with a couple of questions, okay? Have you ever met a gay man?
Yes.
Have you ever noticed how happy homosexual men are? How joyful and carefree and full of life. We're going dancing, Bacardi breezes, hiya. Well, that's what we were like before we met you. Interesting little fact for you. 3% of all new homes are built specifically for pensioners, and they're called coffins. My grandmother, I loved her to death. Smothered. I'm joking, I fucked her. Now, I don't normally do political stuff on my stage show, on the tour, but I saw something that caught my eye recently. It was in Croydon. Anyone in from Croydon? One person down there? Hope you're having a knife crime. Sorry. Nice time, my bad. So it was this thing, it happened in Croydon. I saw it in the local paper down in Croydon, and it was a BNP campaign. Are you familiar with this carnival of cunts? So the British National Party campaigner was handing out leaflets in Croydon High Street. And when people are handing out leaflets, handing out leaflets in Croydon High Street for the BNP is the Everest of stupid, needless to say. But he's handing out these leaflets. Sometimes you don't look at a leaflet when you're in the high street. You just pick it up and kind of take it, and you're a couple of steps before you look at the thing. So this guy picked up a leaflet. Oh, British National Party, that's interesting. Bang. And properly connected with a punch. Now, I'm not advocating violence. No, never solved anything. But on this occasion, I will let it go because he gave the BNP campaigner a black eye. And that is pretty genius. Because for that fucker, that's adding insult to injury. A lot of planning is going on in London for the 2012 Olympics. Sadly, most of it is being done by Al-Qaeda. I just don't understand it. Why would you become an Islamic fundamentalist suicide bomber on the off chance you might get 72 virgins when you die? Become a Catholic priest and have them now. Life's for living, am I right? My favourite suicide bomber of the last year. Oh, you're better than me because you haven't got a list, whatever. My favourite suicide bomber, well, I've got a couple that I really like. The Detroit bomber. Do you know this guy that flew into Detroit last Christmas? So he flew into Detroit airport. He had an explosive device in his underpants. The triggering device went off. The explosives didn't detonate. So there was smoke billowing around, but everything didn't blow up straight away, just smoke billowing. So the other passengers, you can imagine in America post 9/11 how they put him out. They didn't run and get a safety blanket and some water and a stewardess. No, they stamped the fucker out. In quite a camp flamenco style, if this is anything to go by. Possibly with a... But I mean, they fucking ruined this guy. They didn't kill him, but they ruined him. Now, normally, I would say, well, you know what? Fuck him. He was trying to kill innocent people as they flew home for Christmas. Fuck him very much. But my heart goes out to this guy, because his court case is coming up in America in the next couple of months, and he's going to have a very tough time in a court of law defending himself, because the prosecution have got it so easy. The prosecution are just going to go, you telling the truth? Yeah, I'm telling the truth. Were your pants on fire? My favourite suicide bomber, though, he was an assassin suicide bomber in the United Arab Emirates, okay? He was sent to kill one man. He didn't. He just killed himself. Technically a win for them, but I'm very happy with that. Okay, so he was sent to kill this guy, and in order to get close to the guy he was going to try and kill, he had to conceal the bomb. He had the bomb concealed, wait for it, up his bum. Literally a suicide bummer. I mean, if people are going to start putting bombs up their bums, the shit is really going to hit the fan. Now, I don't know how that bomb was detonated, but I like to think, in this day and age, even someone as fuck-witted as a suicide bomber, even someone that morally retarded, would have seen the opportunity for comedy in that situation. And that bomb, up his bum, would have been detonated something along the lines of, pull my finger. Imagine passers-by going, what did he have for lunch?